It's actually happening! The new update to CSGO changes things. The animations and hitboxes have been redone. The animations themselves are now a lot more fluid. No clipping players float around like the gods that they are, and the landing animations are juicy. There's a lot of potential for comedy as well, which is always nice. As you can see on this hitbox picture, possibly set on DNuke 2, since necks are now counted as heads, this could make headshots easier to achieve. I've briefly tested the impact in game and am pleasantly surprised. I can now hit enemies on slopes on baggage. Of course, this could all just be placebo or because I'm awesome, so I won't be analysing this in this video. It's best left to the thousands of CSGO players to test it across millions of different server configurations, though I'll be on the lookout for interesting rumours and problems with this new system over the next couple of weeks. There's a new SV Show Bullet Hits 1 command which shows hits and near misses as spikes that get fired from your weapon. It's great fun, and I feel less cheated when it acknowledges that I was close, but not quite close enough. I've included a CFG file in the description of this video should you like to test it out as I'm doing here. Also, they've borrowed from Portal to hide characters as they pass through walls. This is great since guns will no longer be visible through dust doors. Just by looking into the wall slightly, it will cut off the end of the weapon, meaning that you'll even be able to conceal the AWP from view. This isn't without its fair share of glitches, but I'll let them pass. All of them, apart from your shadow disappearing when this takes effect. Valve, please fix. Defuses now show a visible cord, which is a nice little touch. This is shown even if the CT has no defuse kit. I noticed that the player's model doesn't move as much while defusing and that any movement is smoother and delayed. Perhaps this is to help with the hit reg, though I wouldn't be surprised if it leads to strange jumps in the character model if they stop defusing midway through by spinning 180 degrees. That being said, I couldn't find anything wrong with them in practice. Thumbs up to Valve for trying to fix the issues. Time will tell if they've managed it. Players can now report enemies for griefing. This is an interesting move. Clearly it's intended to prevent pre-mades from deranking by jumping off the side of Vertigo and the like. The Zeus is now $100 instead of $400. Could this make it so cheap that people buy it by default if they have any leftover money? Unlike the decoy, it actually serves a lethal purpose. I expect there to be a lot more ninjas around, especially during Eco-CT rounds. The dual Berettas have been given improved armour penetration and do more damage at range. It's not going to suddenly make them capable of one-hit killing against helmeted enemies or anything like that, but it's a step in the right direction. And finally, the changes to the M4A1S. They're big, and not exactly positive. It's had $100 knocked off the price, so it's now the same as the M4A4. It's now the worst of both worlds, combining the damage of the M4A4 with the slower fire rate of the AK-47. This will make it far less dangerous in close quarters combat. That being said, it's also been made more accurate since the spray pattern has been made smaller. Combined with the reduced rate of fire, this could actually make it easier to use in long-range combat. Clearly this is where Valve wants the M4A1S to be used. As pointed out by Sloth Squadron, they tried to reduce the armour penetration as well, but failed by changing the wrong values. Had they managed it, this would have significantly weakened the weapon and would have made it very poor in long-range combat. This may be included at some point, and if it is, the M4A4 should be the better gun. The real treat in this update is the hitbox and animation overhaul, but don't take my word for it, load it up and see for yourself. There will no doubt be teething issues, but I feel that it's a step in the right direction and maybe the most important update that CSGO has had in a long time. Well done, Valve.